What's happening, man? Y'all know what it is. This is Twice Talk. We are listener supported by 91.5 The Rebel, HD2, Las Vegas, the broadcast service of UNLV. I got my dog Perky Perk on the ones and twos. He in here with me today, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. You know, these are the kind of shows that I really like, man. The kind of shows that where we get to really just bring back those values, man. We really don't have to discuss too much or talk about a lot of other extra riffraff, but we usually tend to do it anyway. But today is one of those days where we got to talk about creating healthy boundaries.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
so
In what aspect?
we can talk about it as far as like relationships, your friendships, dating, just boundaries to where that keep everything kosher, to
Mm.
so to speak. So
Kosher.
my question would be to you is, man, first off, why do we create, or what's the importance of creating a healthy boundary, would you say?
To keep you sane and keep you, like, I want to say, keep you, like, on the righteous
Not
path.
not for somebody else.
You said for yourself, right?
Yeah, why would you create a healthy boundary? Is it for you or for someone else?
I feel like it depends on when, but it's for you too, right? Because whoever depends on whatever or whoever it's for, it's so that it keeps going good.
So that it keeps going. Right,
You feel me? So I
right,
feel
right.
like it's beneficial for both parties. And if it's just something that you doing yourself, then it'd be beneficial on your behalf.
Mm. Okay, okay, I like that. I would believe that we don't create healthy boundaries or boundaries in general for ourselves. We create them for other people to dwell in our situation or in our environment. Because a lot of times, if there aren't healthy boundaries, then we won't be able to perform or be as efficient as possible in the situation.
Right.
So we don't create the boundary for others. We don't create them for ourselves, but I believe we create them for others so that they know how to get the best out of us.
But I feel like you tricking yourself because you creating it for yourself too.
Yeah,
It's working for you too. It's no way you can get around that. Like you not you setting them up regardless if you want them to dwell in your situation or know how to handle you. It's so that you can get a good feeling out of that too. Like it benefits you too. It's like not no just no one way street. It's a two-way street.
yeah.
Now I don't know if you looking at it as just a one way street, but if you were, I feel like now you should be like, oh well, maybe it is because if I didn't show them or create that, then maybe we wouldn't be as vibrant or we wouldn't have a right certain vibe that we have or
Right.
wouldn't enjoy certain moments that we create
Without those
without
boundaries.
it the boundaries being there.
So when let's say that so can we talk about like what are healthy boundaries or what would be an unhealthy boundary, I should say? Do you believe people are more focused on the healthy boundaries or the unhealthy boundaries, would you say? Would
Yeah, that go on the person, but I don't. I feel like they should be focused
focus on
on
the healthy
the
boundaries?
healthy. Like the bad is
But
so I
we
create healthy boundaries.
right, right,
Like
right. For sure.
that I'm preventing the bad by creating healthy boundaries. Like that's what we should be doing.
Okay. Um where do you believe that, well, cuz some people don't set healthy boundaries for reasons unknown, but where do you believe that most unhealthy boundaries come from?
Most unhealthy boundaries. Where do
Yeah.
they come from? Uh, being I feel like some people is um, it's like what you see or like. listen to,
Mm, mm.
like where you spend most of your time. I feel like that's where, like, if you, like, that's where you create most of like unhealthy boundaries.
Well, they kind of in what you said what you see, like
Yeah,
like
like
if you're a
it's
child and you see your the people you're around that are raising you and they have a lot of unhealthy
exactly,
boundaries within their relationship,
exactly,
then you'll start to take those on as well and believe
exactly.
that that's just the norm.
Or if you, whoever you idolize, or if you watching certain things on TV and you don't have enough uh control, I feel like you would pick up those bad boundaries by music or
Mm.
television or
You think our music sets our boundaries?
what, you know,
How?
look at society.
How? I
You
ain't
don't
never
think,
thought
you
about
don't
that.
feel like that?
Our music sets our boundaries.
Sets, we talking about bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So give us an example of a bad boundary. Let's start there.
Um,
Or something you would consider as a bad boundary.
I would probably say letting somebody get over on the same thing several times is a bad boundary.
The plug. Running off on the plug.
that's
That's getting over several times.
that's setting bad
But
boundaries,
what
or that's setting a bad example. And
so what's an example?
he said,
I'm just
if you
trying
run
to
off on the plug, we
I'm
starting off with bad
I'm
boundaries.
just saying, ain't
Don't
that's
run off
like
on the
cheat?
plug,
Ain't
folks.
that's almost? But not just thinking on the plug. That's like cheating, running off on something. Like you're gonna get what you need and run off on that. So that's like stealing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. That's not a healthy boundary.
okay.
Theft.
So what about that? What about something else? Give me another example, and I'm gonna try to give you a song to relate to
To
it.
relate to it. Um, another. So like, let's say that somebody's always flaking on you,
Someone's also not like being honest.
or just wishy washy, but you say,
Trust issues.
but you act like it's okay. Like, oh, it's okay. You canceled our date for the sixth time.
I wouldn't feel like that, but things happen.
6 times in a row.
What the,
That sounds like unhealthy boundaries to me.
no,
All
I
right,
wouldn't say that. But
you
what if
accepting
he busy?
you
No,
accepting them
that come on,
unhealthies
no, you
already.
gotta have something else. That one ain't like that's
That's unhealthy to me.
but that's
Don't give
unhealthy
me your
within the
word.
person.
Don't give me your word 6 times, bro.
But that's unhealthy in the person though.
Hmm. You
Like
know,
that's just that person not like just having bad having trouble with time.
you know what it sounds like to me.
I'm listening.
This is the number one reason why people set unhealthy boundaries or have unhealthy boundaries. And I think this is falling into your lap. Now I'm listening to you.
What?
The fear of rejection. That's the number one reason why people don't set healthy boundaries.
Because they scared to be
Be
rejected.
rejected, and they're and it also runs over into they're scared of what somebody else will think, like confrontation.
That's why they don't sell healthy, but that's why they just sell okay boundaries.
Yes, because they don't want to get rejected and they don't want confrontation.
Mm.
And that right there kind of, oh, hey, we're gonna be right back, man. We got a spot right real quick, and we're gonna show you how to set them boundaries.
White, no socks.
Yo, we right back in. Got Perky Perk on the ones and twos. You know, this twice talk. We talking about healthy boundaries and how to set them out. And the number one reason, one and two reasons why people don't set good boundaries is the fear of rejection and the fear of confrontation. And Perk, honestly, to me, it sounds like you either don't like confrontation or you don't like rejection. Have you had any of those issues?
Rejection?
Yeah.
I got used to that.
I got you. Oh
But
yeah, I'm scared you don't.
see, the rejection was just like, that was just like, I guess, like, I ain't really mind getting rejected. I ain't want to get rejected when it came to the ladies.
Oh, let's not
That's
even bring that up.
So. But as far as
Oh,
anything else, like, nah, I don't think. Or like I say, I'm doing better in that. But as far as confrontational, I don't mind. Like,
going back and forth,
no,
like sharing your wits
I
with
don't
somebody.
mind debating. I don't mind like stating why I believe or standing on my 2 feet on ground, standing my ground on nothing
No,
that I believe in for sure. So that I don't mind
where
that.
where does that come from?
What?
Not not
Just standing up
minding,
for what I
not
believe
yeah.
in.
Where does that come from? Where does that belief in your word, yourself, and what you seen and know come from?
Well, I mean, if I just believe it, then that's just if I seen it, I did the research, I believe that. If I put in the time and I'm in the gym or I'm doing something, I believe that.
So if you put in the time and you've actually
Yeah,
did the studying and know that to be fact.
I believe it, and I'm gonna stand on what I believe in. Like as anyone, period, you gotta stand there. You gotta have some type of, you gotta stand your ground somehow. Like what? Ain't that's what we supposed to do? And not just saying it as men, because I don't want to just be like dogging the women and make it seem like they not supposed to stand up for what they believe in either.
Yeah.
But no,
Sometimes what people believe in ain't really what it ain't really factual though.
but that don't mean I'm not gonna stand up for what I believe is what it is. I'm not saying it's a difference between like being like naive to the situation.
Okay.
Like when I'm just, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's different. But if I then seen it and I didn't believe it or I didn't went through this or had some type of experience in this or you know what I'm saying? I went through it somehow, some way. I'm gonna stand up on that.
So
Period.
how'd you get over the fact of fear and rejection? You just said just because you believe it. What about
You
with like
just
what
not
about
everything ain't gonna go your way.
oh so you already understand that.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
A lot of people don't. A lot of
And we
people
wanted to, but you're not gonna get yes all the time. If that was the case, I'd have been a billionaire.
being a billionaire.
You feel me? My family been good. We've been straight for generations. But that's just not what it is.
You know, Lisa told me one time. She said that if before you even ask, the answer is no. So she was like, just go ahead and shoot your shot anyway. Because if you don't ask, the answer is no.
Yeah, that's 50-50. When it's either yes or no. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. It's 50-50.
No,
That's just like you telling, like when I was coach, it's like, bro, the shot you don't shoot is
you
the
can never
one
make.
you never make. And when you do shoot it, it's either gonna go in or you're either gonna make it or you're gonna miss it. It's no in between.
No, right.
Either it's gonna happen or it's not. But the fact that you trying, you believing, I'm standing up that it's gonna happen.
Mm,
So I'm gonna go approach it because I believe in this. Me,
yeah.
I believe that I can help and be an asset. So I'm gonna go approach. I'm gonna stand up on that. Now that's up to you to do what you do. Now you can be confrontational with me, which I hope.
Why you want to go back?
Yeah, if I go up, let's be confrontational, cause we can go there. I don't mind.
Okay.
But the rejection would probably be easier. Like, no, don't be like.
Rejection is easier than confrontation.
For me, it'll be easier for someone to reject me than try to go into the confrontational. Because if they thought is to reject me and they go into the confrontational, I feel like I'm gonna win. Cause there's no way you're gonna be able to. How are you gonna do that? Your guard's gonna come down.
Mm.
What are you rejecting me for?
Oh, so okay, so
You see what I'm saying? You rejecting me on the thought of something.
mm,
You
right,
know,
right, right,
you're
right.
not rejecting me because you rejected me, the person who I am. You're not gonna reject me.
Yeah.
Period.
So
So I feel like it's easier for someone to just be like, no. Yeah, leave it at just that no. Because it'd be like,
because if you
no.
go into it,
Because if it's like
you're gonna have
no,
some.
if you're like no, because whoa, that yes, that's what I wanted you to do.
Yes. See, you're better than me, man. I don't like confrontation, even though that may not be the case.
Yeah.
No one else may not, see that, but
Hmm.
I don't like it. I don't like. I don't like rejection either. Um, but another reason why people don't set healthy boundaries is because guilt. They fear or have a feeling of guilt towards making the other person feel a certain type of way.
I can agree with that one.
And so
Yes, that one right there.
you
Yeah.
think that happens more often than rejection or confrontation?
Mhm. Well, I don't possibly, yeah.
Because a lot of people try to play that guilt card a lot.
Yeah, but too, it's a lot of good-hearted people out here, and they don't be wanting to make people feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they'll just let and try to set that boundary as time progress. You see
Mm,
what I'm
mm.
saying? Hoping like that the trust and you see time being here, maybe we can, you know what I'm saying? You could let it down and maybe accept it more. For sure, guilt though. I feel like, yeah, absolutely, because it's like you don't know how some people gonna react to certain things. You don't know if you gonna say it right.
Often it's
You know,
your message is often taken
so
wrong.
it's
Often.
it's it's definitely. I would say that one is top on my list to reason why people don't set healthy boundaries.
Because they feel guilty of how
Yeah.
they're going to make another person feel.
I don't want them to think I'm like this. I don't want them. Yeah, for sure.
So
I
how
don't
do you
want them
know?
feeling
How do you know if somebody's just trying to play the guilt card so that they can get you to continue to set unhealthy boundaries so that they can get their way?
that you just gon' I just feel like that takes time, right?
Oh yeah, there's really no
You ain't
kind of
gonna
tells
really
or nothing
know.
like that.
Yeah, how could you know if a person faking their guilt until you really get to know that person or
Maybe
see
their
that
guilt has
person
no validation.
or maybe see that person when they're really in guilt.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Like see that one time where it's like and it's like, wow, okay,
See,
now
maybe now I'm gonna have to do some research on qualities of guilt and how you really know if someone feels guilty about
something
a situation, like true guilt.
like
And
from the heart, organic.
and right, and I think another word for guilt is shame.
Right. Or um
So
guilt,
how would
shame, yeah.
how would you be able to
Yeah.
know if somebody felt shameful about what's really the whole situation? So that's a great question. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So
Um,
embarrassed was in there too, huh? Like guilt, embarrassed,
slight
shame.
slight way. Yeah, yeah, they cousins for sure. They family. They family. That's Glow B right there.
What kind of ringtone is that?
You don't like my ringtone, folks?
They don't either.
Bruh, my ringtone dope.
Mm.
I don't know what you thought. My ringtone got it popping. But when you thinking about boundaries, man, you make sure you got to set those healthy boundaries. Um, and sometimes I got this in my notes. It says no one was ever taught how to set healthy boundaries. I really wasn't taught how to set healthy boundaries like
And
that.
and now that you say that, can we rewind back to me saying that the boundaries go from what you see more often or what you spending your time in or your idols or
Yeah, yeah, for
see
sure,
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? That's before I knew your notes. Boy, I
I knew
told
you
you.
know. I knew what
Told
you was
you.
thinking, folks. I knew it.
Man.
For sure. Yeah, I see. You be. I think you be reading them. I think you
That's just
be
the
trying to take
universe
take
and the most high, man. That's all.
for real, for
That's
real.
it.
Um, they said a way a couple ways that you have or can start off unhealthy boundaries. One is sharing too much information too soon. You believe
You say this is how to start off healthy,
unhealthily.
how to start off unhealthy
Yes,
boundary. Sharing information
too
too
much
soon.
information too soon.
Okay.
You
No. Nah.
no?
No, why was that?
How, why not?
Because I feel like the more information we share, the quicker we can progress as whatever we trying to do. And you can help me and I can help you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How not? If I'm not doing it now, you gotta guess
So
and
what?
assume.
What if I'm just telling you all my weaknesses, everything I'm scared of, everything I hate, everything that gets to me?
But okay,
That individual that you're telling to now has a lot of power over you.
but also, is this someone we gonna say is a friend?
Yes.
So that individual also knows how to keep you safe at all times and to keep you sane and how to keep you away from danger due to the fact of you telling me all that.
Mm.
Right?
You know what? You know what we're gonna tell? We're gonna tell these spots to go ahead and give us some boundaries as well. Yo, what's happening, man? We right back in. It's Twice Talk. Got Perky Perk on the ones and twos, man. And today we are discussing healthy boundaries. Something that has to be set. Things that are going to make your relationships, friendships, situationships, whatever you want to call them,
Any ship.
any ships, they gonna make sure they float
Man.
on track
Right.
for sure.
No Titanic.
So we had a quick disagreement for a moment,
Quick.
and the it was based upon that they say if you share information too soon, that we will be
It was set.
closer to
uh,
unhealthy boundaries.
unhealthy boundary, and I disagree. But I was saying that the more we share, the further we can progress. I wouldn't say, yeah, the further, and it wouldn't take as longer because we'll know how to treat and cope with one another. But it also goes back to what I be saying. It just depends on the type of person you're
You're
dealing with.
dealing with.
Now, if you're with a snake, oh my God,
They
he can
got a lot
always.
of ammo.
Oh yeah, I can always keep you at checkmate
Yeah,
all the time.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, uh,
So,
or
th-
check. I can always keep you in check
so
all the time.
before I go to my next point, how, and this is a problem that everyone has, and if we can solve this problem right here, the world will literally be a better place.
Definitely.
Um, and the problem is, how do we determine who safe people are? How do you know if someone is a safe person to have a relationship with, share information with?
Man, you really,
Like, what are do you
really,
do you have any cues that you look for
man,
to find a safe person to talk to?
you really, really don't. But it's like vibes, and it's like if you've been around someone who you would consider ain't safe, or who you knew you wouldn't kick it with, it's like certain things that you seen.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like warning come before destruction. So it's like you
Oh,
gonna get certain like signs, and even if that person not like them, it's just like a little alert, like a turning signal. Boom, it come on. So it's like alert. Now, uh, now that thing came on, now I'm gonna pay attention to see if it still keeps alerting, or was that just something that happened that day?
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That boom, when that happened, whoa, I remember when so and so did that. Yeah, he went crazy. Now let me see if the next move is like, if it's like this, what's going on? If it ain't like that, then you know that person ain't like that. But if it's that alert go off and then you sit back and now you observing and it keep, and now you seeing it's reminding you of that same thing, it's like, okay,
Mm,
like now it's time to let them go. But if you ain't really had that, then you wouldn't know. You
right.
would, if you ain't been around a snake, you wouldn't know a snake is hissing.
You may. Oh no,
You
that actually
not,
makes a lot of
you
sense.
not.
That makes a
You
lot of
don't know
sense.
you don't know the moves and sounds of a snake.
Right. Right. But if you been around a safe person, you know what that will be a little bit different.
Absolutely.
Or they moving a little different and sounds a little different. You're like, yo, this don't sit well with me. But if I were to describe a safe person to talk to, somebody to share with, um, one quality of a safe person, and I
Or
believe
someone that you vibe with.
somebody, or not even just vibe with, they they listen.
Yeah.
They not only do they listen, but they don't judge you.
For sure.
Like when you have people, you tell somebody like go out, tell somebody, something minuscule,
Mm.
or maybe something mediocre, not doesn't have something too much weight. It won't be too like threatening to however you feel or what you're doing, your confidence, or whoever the case may be. One, if that thing comes back to you, you know that person's not safe. And if they judge you from you telling them, or like as opposed to asking another question, trying to get more clarity of the situation or how you feel, or what's going on, the person that judges you is probably more likely to be less safe, because what people like to do is they like to put you in a category.
Absolutely.
So people like for example, you step out, we at the club,
Mhm.
girls, guys always ask, so what do you do?
Mhm.
They're trying to put you in a category.
Mhm.
Now, if they
Absolutely.
judge you off of that answer, I'd probably say 8 times out of 10 they're not the safest person to tell your stories to.
Or,
Yeah,
because I
now
will say that
more tales will
it'll
give you
be,
more.
or
Okay,
you reminded them of a bad experience.
yeah, and I'm sure that happens a lot. It happens.
Oh, you do what? Oh, the la- the last did
He
all.
said, "Wait, what?"
What? You feel me? So I reminded you of him, but him ain't me.
But now you
So
putting
now
me in
we
with him,
ain't us.
right?
Now there's no we. Look.
Man, we're gonna have to do a show on how to find safe people. We're gonna I'm gonna do some more research in that so I can give you guys a lot of clarity on that. They say here goes another one. Feeling responsible. Oh, let me rewind. On the other side of the spectrum, we said sharing too much too soon.
Too soon could
Now,
make a
now
unhealthy.
let's take a whole different approach to it. We on the whole other side of the coin. We just flipped it.
All right.
Let's
Now we
say
bad people.
let's say
Oh,
we are closed off and don't express any of our needs and wants.
yeah.
Does with 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 that lean towards more? They said that leans more towards
Healthy.
a unhealthy relationship. Would you agree?
If I never told no one nothing,
Yeah.
and I decide to tell someone something,
No. I just don't tell you nothing ever.
ever,
Nope. I'm
yeah,
closed off.
nah,
I don't
that
tell
that
you
ain't
nothing.
no, no, that ain't cool. Cause you leave me to always guess and assume. You don't give
Mm.
me like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I don't really know. So even if I'm doing something that I think I know, I'm guessing. So I don't really know how to handle you. I'm just
Don't know how to treat you.
right.
Don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm just as I'm doing it, I'm hoping. I hope this worked. That's what I'm saying in the back of my head. Like I hope this works.
So what?
Maybe this the right
So
thing to do.
can the person that doesn't ever share their self, or their express their feelings, their wants, their needs in some type of clarity or clear form, could they get mad that somebody, or should they get mad that somebody treats them wrong and doesn't know how to treat them?
They really shouldn't get mad, but I feel like them people tell you in different ways without telling you because
Like
it's been
they'll give
like
you signs.
it's signs and it's certain ways they can talk to you maybe through third person or maybe I was watching
Or
something and
like
that
let's tell
person
you a
say
story.
so. Yeah, like it's they tell you somehow some way without telling you because it's like that's what they've been that's what they got used to their whole life. They always told people that they didn't tell them. Like it's hard for them to come out and just say I'm feeling like this or this or I
And
want
this
to be
makes me
treated
feel
like
that way.
this and this makes me guilt, shame.
Mm.
So a person would
So you
tell
think they
you
feel shameful by not, or guilt? That might be it.
that is
They might feel shameful so they don't
because
express.
it's like I'm vulnerable now
Mm,
or I don't want to seem needy. I don't want to seem like I'm a liability on this person.
I feel that's a problem, yo. That's a
That
problem,
I
and a lot
feel
of
like
people don't. A lot of people guard themselves so much to where that nobody knows really how to do what they like best or what's best for them.
but then too, I would say also what you were, how you were brought, or what you were used to, because everybody ain't guilt, everybody ain't in shame, but I know for sure that it's either guilt, shame, or how you seen
We
your
need to
pops.
define shame real quick.
It's
You
either
should Google that for me.
how you feel
Can you?
how you watched your pops uh grow up or carry himself or express his feelings. Shame, a painful humiliation or disgrace caused by consciousness of wrong or foolish behavior.
Humiliation. You think people feel humiliated by expressing their needs and their wants? Is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. What if you don't have nothing and moms and everything, we growing up and we don't really got nothing and we don't got no food and every day we don't really got no food, we behind on bills. How can I tell you
I
that?
can't really tell. Okay,
I'm ashamed.
but
That's
that's physical though. What about like emotional?
what do you
Actually,
mean?
they're probably they
That's emotional and a physical thing.
yeah,
I'm gonna feel crazy
yeah.
and I might go out here and
At one point,
react and do something
there's probably
crazy.
several other uh there's probably several other examples.
Right. So that's what I tell you. It's either shame, boss, or if it's not shame, is how you grew up seeing your father. Because, bro, like it's like tough love. Like I ain't.
Can tough love bring
Yeah,
shame?
with no. I'm just saying, like growing up, like my father, it was tough love, bro. It wasn't like to us men. Like even my grandfather, but it, it's militant though. My grandfather was also in the military. You get what I'm saying? So
Okay,
once I got older, I understood. But as growing up,
you didn't.
like
It's like what's
it was
going on?
tough love. Like the men's, it wasn't like no, my pops didn't express to us like I love you and all that wasn't like that. It's like that's like the obvious almost like my grandfather it wasn't no like he didn't do that to them. My pops didn't do that to us. It wasn't no like I love you or anything like or you feel me? It was like only a couple times that I know in my life that my pops told me that twice. Like you see what I'm saying?
Oh, for real?
And it was both on occasions where it was
Like a celebration kind of thing?
I wouldn't say a celebration. I
Like a
was saying
graduation or
more,
something?
no, like a tragedy.
Mm. Okay.
Like you see what I'm saying? Both times. So I knew now growing up was like, okay. So it have to be like some tough love and
Mhm.
it wasn't like that. But it wasn't him. It was just what he was
He
used
was
to,
raised, and
how we was raised. So it's like, okay, mm, that's what you feel. So it's like when growing up, when people growing up, it's either they're gonna that's what happens. You're gonna intake what's around you,
Mhm.
what you watching, or what you spending most of your time, or you're either gonna be guilt or not able to tell someone. I feel like it's guilt because other than that, it wouldn't be no other way.
When so
Or shame.
closing yourself off, you just feel a guilt for some form of guilt.
They don't know how to express themselves because they wasn't taught
How to?
how to,
Mm.
or it's shame.
Mm. You know
To
that
me,
that's a conversation. That's a conversation in itself as well. That's some pretty heavy stuff right there. Um, Another thing they say can be unhealthy for boundaries is feeling responsible for others' happiness. You believe that's healthy or unhealthy, or how you feel about that?
what feeling responsible for
For someone else's happiness.
that's
Like
shame.
if I feel if I feel like if I feel like I'm responsible for this person to be happy,
Somebody should be
I
shame.
I know that's unhealthy for me to be responsible for someone else's happiness. Would you agree?
I mean, That's almost when you married though. Ain't you responsible for her happiness?
You want to try your best to make your significant other happy, but they have to be happy with their self, and they have to
That's
be able
with
to make their self happy
anything
first.
though. But that's with
Hey,
anything,
we're
bro.
gonna be right back. We got a spot to run real quick. Hey, we right back in, man. So the question is when there's unhealthy boundaries, or feeling responsible for other people's happiness will lead to an unhealthy boundary.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't.
Should you feel responsible for someone else's happiness?
Nah, bro. It depends on the job.
Because
What I sign up for. It depends on my position or whatever I'm in. Because I'm uh, uh like a pastor
mhm,
is responsible for people's happiness. I feel like.
I feel like a pastor would be responsible for people's knowledge and awareness of what's going on,
But
opposed to their happiness.
if you come here and I'm not able to have you relate to this, I'm gonna be talking over your head. So you would never leave fulfilled.
Fulfillment and happiness, is that the same? Almost.
What? Aren't you fulfilled in when you fulfilled in the things you set out, ain't you happy? Unless
Man,
you just greedy.
unless you greedy. That's a tough question, man. That's a tough question. Um, and I'm not sure how to answer that right now.
Well, if you had enough money right now to
Yeah, reword that for me.
hold on, if you had enough money right now to set up two generations for sure,
Okay,
had a lovely lady to be able to spend it with,
okay, sounds
and
like a great time.
all your homeboys had at least a milli,
That's What else do I
or
want?
you're fulfilled. I just gave you three things, and that was just fulfilling, and now you happy. I
How?
just told you how fulfillment and happiness goes together.
But we talking about knowledge though.
But fulfillment, it don't matter if we're talking about the buckets,
Okay.
bananas, or peaches. If we're talking about fulfillment and happiness, it don't matter what we're talking about. The definition of those aren't gonna change.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I'll give you the first analogy. Now the buckets, the bananas,
I'm
and the
just saying
boats.
it don't matter what we talking about. It's like it's not gonna change. So I feel like I was saying, we know that's like the obvious. Like a person has to be able to make themselves happy. We went through that shows ago when we talked about that. Like you have to be able to do
Sometimes we
that.
gotta remind it.
Right, but I'm just saying, I don't mind. But that's like the obvious. People like who knows you more than you but him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm. So okay.
So that means you should know how to make yourself happy. For sure. That's like the obvious. And if you don't, we should start practicing on ways to make ourselves happy, digging in deep into yourself. But I feel like, other than that, yes, I was just gonna give you some people that I feel like is responsible for happiness, for like a pastor, um, whoever your mentor or like your, yeah. Well, if you have a psychiatrist, like what if you have a doctor? You see what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah,
counselor.
I believe those kind of professions and those people are involved or not involved. Yeah, involved with your happiness, and um, but they will help you be aware of what is your happiness more so than be your happiness. That's what I kind of like feel like they kind of like lead you to the water, but they can't force you to drink kind of thing.
But the
But while we're talking about happiness, if nobody doesn't know what makes you happy, man, we did a show on happiness before. I'm gonna give you guys one tip on happiness. If you don't know what makes you happy, think about what gives you strengths and what some of your strengths are. So and when you can match those two up, what gives you strengths and what your strengths are, match those two things up, and you'll probably be able to find something that you'll be pretty enjoyable with. What gives you strength and what your strengths are.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
But yeah, so like I feel like a husband, a wife, like that's you responsible and you ain't wholeheartedly, but man, you about 35% of the other 50, cause that person got to do that 50 on their own.
oh yeah,
Like you got to dig deep, but the other part, boy, you is really about 35, cause you got the music that's probably 5%, the food that's probably another 5%, and the
food.
shopping.
I think
Oh, hold on.
shopping. I think
The
food might
ladies,
be up a little
you know
higher.
what I'm saying? And then they like to shop. So
Ladies,
food and
women
shopping,
like to
that's
eat.
probably like,
I,
mm,
I took I took this one girl out on a date one time. Uh, actually it was a appreciate KUMV. They hooked us up with some good passes. But I took her out the date to GameWorks, and she was like, "Can we get something to eat? Cause if I don't eat right now, nothing else is gonna register."
well,
I was like, "Oh my goodness."
you greedy.
She said nothing, not
I would have been like, when was the last
this
time you ate?
whole today.
I would have asked her, when was the last time you ate, baby?
Last time you ate.
Relax.
Oh, I had
Goodness gracious.
I said,
Would have told her you ain't even allowing me to be a gentleman.
right. And
Sure.
then what's crazy? I had a 3 hour pass. All the games, any game we wanted to play, all day. Right?
Mm.
She was
Spent
there
it
40
all.
minutes.
See,
I was so mad, and I was so mad, so mad.
you left her.
Nah,
Oh,
she sat in the seat before.
oh, cold game.
Cold game. Nah. Me and Athena went out.
Mm. You put her
I was
on
super mad.
blast.
I'm gonna tell her. I hope she watching.
Ooh.
I ain't never told her, but I was salty
She
about that
coming
one.
back with one. Ooh.
I was salty.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something
Man, we
off
don't
air
got.
too.
Go ahead.
Nah, off when these red lights go off. I'm gonna tell you a little something that just registered in my mind. Something you was real
Real what?
needy about
When? I,
real recently.
I'm needy.
We know,
I don't care.
especially about this little thing.
I don't care.
Especially after giving me that little sip of tea.
Hey. Well,
Yeah.
we gonna keep sipping. We gonna keep sipping.
All right.
Uh, man, there's so many more things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about disempowerment. I wanted to talk about not oh, okay, we got to make this quick because I got a couple other things real quick. So if you feel like you're responsible for another person's reactions, or
Reaction.
yeah, if you feel like you're responsible for another person's reaction, does that lead up to a healthy boundary?
Reaction?
Yeah,
No.
a lot of people do though.
Man, I
Like
can't be
I can't
responsible for
say,
your
I can't
reaction.
tell this person that because I know they're gonna flip out.
Oh, for sure. That's yeah. That happened.
But is it healthy?
But that's the same. It ain't that like
Is
it,
that healthy?
that's shame. We
Uh,
said that ain't healthy.
that's low key fear of rejection, or like fear of, yeah. That's on low key. That low key jumps down towards that,
Fear of rejection?
or
No, they ain't
confrontation.
rejecting.
Fear of confrontation.
But what if they don't come? What if it ain't no confrontation? What if I just, you know, I'm
I
hot and
just
I'm
smack
out of
you.
here? Cause you knew I
Then
was
that's
gonna trip.
rejection. Then
But you saying
that's rejection. Then
no.
if
You saying the
if I
reaction.
just leave, I'm rejecting what you said.
But you knew I was gonna do that.
Right.
That ain't rejecting. I
But
heard you.
but it's no. I fear that you're gonna leave, so I won't tell you that.
So I'm
So like, if you fear, or if you feel like you're responsible for somebody else's reaction when you say something, that's either it wasn't a healthy situation, a healthy response, or it wasn't healthy boundaries. Because you might tell your girl you cheated on her. Of course. So like she's gonna get hot.
Hmm.
You know she's gonna get hot.
She is, but if yeah, I'm pretty sure she will, but
But that wasn't. Yeah, if you cheated on her, that wasn't a healthy boundary anyway.
yeah. I mean, but I feel like, man, like I say, I I don't know if that because some people can't lie, some people can't hold it in, some people can't like,
Right. Can't
some
hold
people
can't
just be
hold
like,
water
I
up.
gotta tell them, like I just can't see my, no matter what, how hard it's gonna hurt you, I'm gonna tell you though.
I told Cole I cheated
Some
on her.
people is like that though,
She hated
like
me for it.
with friends.
She was hella mad.
I'm pretty sure. What girl is just gonna
Well,
be
she
cool with
wasn't
it?
super mad, but
What girl is just
she
gonna be
played it.
cool
She
with
played
it?
it real cool, and then like she just started acting different.
Yeah, ain't no what girl gonna be cool with it unless we got a open relationship.
Oh yeah, right.
You
So look,
know.
we gotta man, we gotta get out of here, man. I can chop it up with you all day about this, man, because just going back and forth, getting our wits together, my mind right, man. I appreciate all the knowledge you dropping for sure.
Likewise.
But there's a couple types of friends that we have,
All
and
right.
I want to get your opinion on how you would set a healthy boundary with these types of friends.
Uh,
Um, so let's say that a gossiper, one of your friends are a gossiper. How would you set a healthy boundary?
Tell them the good things I want them to talk about.
The good things. Keep
That's it, man. The
only
things we
telling me.
need promoted.
I said only the promotion.
It's simple.
You the good promoter.
That's what we're gonna use you for. That's your talent. That's your job. Tell you the good things that we need the people to know.
Okay.
Yep.
Great relationship right
Quick.
there.
Perfect. Sure, I need you for another Instagram, walking Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's what that
I
be.
would not have had that answer. That's a dope answer
You
right
know,
there.
I'm just saying, bro.
He said you a walking IG. Okay, next one. We kind of went over this earlier. Or how about this? One of your friends that apologizes excessively. How would you try to keep a healthy relationship with them?
Around great things.
What you mean?
Like, what you about keeping around? Like,
Don't
try to keep him around things where he don't need no apologies.
don't ever put them in
Or like, so
positions.
it's like always like, thank you, thank you.
No,
Or
like,
what?
oh my bad, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my bad. Oh, I didn't mean to say that to you. Oh man, I didn't mean to do you like that. Oh my bad. Like they're always doing the same, having the same problem over
Yeah,
and
just
over
make.
again.
I'll try to fix it after a while. So like, I take notice to every time we go here, this happens, or every time he does. I'll just
Okay, how
see
about?
like,
Well, this was a bad because the first time, the first second this crossed through my head, I knew what you was gonna say, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and hit the homer.
uh,
I said, I was thinking like, so what if someone always borrows your car and never puts gas in it? That was the first thing. I was like, wait a minute, let me go ahead and not say it. I was like, let me go ahead and go back. I need some. I need to give you a little. I need to give you a little more extra.
they, they won't be rattling the keys no more. I tell you that. What? That's crazy.
Yeah, I had to. I was like, yeah, I had to think
That'll
of
be the
something
end of
else.
that road.
Okay, this is a good one for you, and hopefully y'all listening and taking some notes because we need these healthy boundaries. Let's say, how would you set up a healthy boundary with somebody that is a clinger, with a woman that clings to you
All the time.
all the time? How would you keep a healthy boundary with her?
Just go with, just keep her in just little confined places. Just chill with her at the crib, movies,
Oh, it's
dinner. Uh,
secluded places.
absolutely.
Not okay. So not
Well,
like at like no ballroom or like at like no high class event where there's gonna be a lot of cameras and a lot of action, a lot of
just
different.
just little I mean, you could.
And yeah, but you want to keep the relationship.
You
That's the
could.
key. You want to keep the
You could
relationship.
take her. You could take her to that. I mean, you know what she on.
Yeah, and
So if you
if
took her
she's
to
probably
that,
clingy, she's probably jealous. She's probably jealous. She's probably gonna say
but
something
if
to somebody when they give you one of them looks, and then that's gonna ruin another relationship.
and you knew that, so guess what?
Guess what?
You already accepted that coming on into this. You see what I'm saying? On your way here, you knew that, so you was setting yourself up for this. Or it was maybe that time where you needed to take her out.
Mm,
Cause she
okay.
been tired of you.
She been tired of you.
She getting a little clue that you just only take her to these little cool spots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where it's just
Where
you.
it's just
It's just
nobody really
us.
there.
It's just a few of us in this place. It ain't a
Nah,
lot of us.
and she know that you one of them popping dudes in the
Right.
city.
So you know, I mean, I feel like that's yeah. You just take her to places where you know you're supposed to be cleaned. You know,
Okay.
where clean or clinging settings is what I was looking for.
Interesting. Give me a clinging setting.
Dinner.
Okay. Last one. How would you keep? And this is gonna be tough. But see, I think this would be good for you
All right. I'm ready.
because of your professional background. Help kids out a lot.
Right.
You mentor them, make sure that they have the right head on their shoulders.
hmm
Um, how would you keep a healthy relationship with a bully?
Keep a healthy relationship with a bully.
Yep.
See, you know what'd be crazy?
There's a perfect answer for you. There's a perfect question for you.
You relate to them how they relate. You talk to them how they talk to the kids, but you don't go and get explicit.
Right.
But you, yeah, you.
What about a bully that's your peer, opposed to somebody that's like a student?
Somebody that's my peer.
Yeah.
Bullying.
He said bully.
That's crazy, dog.
You could be a verbal bully.
We not getting bullied.
You could be a
around
verbal
here.
bully.
Man, if someone my peer, I'd tell them.
Oh, so you would still you would keep that same, like, however they treat you, you would treat them same way.
Absolutely.
And you think that's the healthiest way to do it?
What else? What else gonna get to it?
I'm just asking, boss.
That's how I'm going. You're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna talk to me like you bullying me. We gonna.
Oh, okay.
I told
okay.
you I don't mind confrontation.
Yeah.
I believe that you just not. You feel me?
Okay,
So,
honey.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna handle them like they handle me.
Hey, fellas. Oh, that's the Prezi right there. That's Lou. Lou just walked in the
No,
building.
Lou, that's over. He in office now.
Hey.
We say Obama.
Oh, my bad. That was Obama y'all
Thank
just
you.
sing, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, but Perk, you got any final thoughts today?
Healthy boundaries. If you haven't been, start thinking about healthy boundaries. You don't need to think about the bad boundaries. That's the reason we create the healthy ones to prevent the bad ones. Period. And tap into yourself. You know what you like. I'm pretty sure what you like, other people might like the same thing. Also, start making yourself happy as well, because I'm pretty sure the things that ain't been making you happy won't be as too harmful on you anymore.
Most definitely. And I'd probably say my final thought today, first off, Perk, that was masterfully put, by the way.
Thank you. 2 times. So you gotta put it another masterpiece.
And thanks for bringing the pressure on me, man. If I were to have a final thought, as far as boundaries, make sure that you set your boundaries. Don't feel like you have to make everybody happy, because once you make yourself happy, and if somebody else really appreciates you and they know you're happy, they will be happy that you're happy. And then they won't try to step on your toes. They won't try to cross those boundaries. They will keep the peace, so to speak, so that you can eat for weeks. You think what I'm talking about? Another thing I need for y'all to do, make sure to take next week, to check out overthetopLV.com, because if you're looking for those stars, I had to slow it down because I didn't want you guys to not understand me. But the stars behind the bright lights of Las Vegas, Over the Top LV has them. Send any music, twicetalkmedia@gmail.com. Hey, the next show up next, the new B, got it popping. Shenanigans on the radio. Hey, make sure you tune in, stay tapped in, sign on, man. And remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'll be a better place. Love, baby.